Hello you, it's Josh here, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a very different happening point episode. Today guys, we're going to be giving a little tour around the park because actually this is an idea that I thought of the other day, and I thought every 10 episodes it'd be nice to actually walk around the park right here in first person, in third person, fly around, have a little look around, ride some rides with some people and stuff like that, just to kind of as like a catch up in case, you know, you're new to the series or you just want to have a look at stuff in first place. Because I mean, really, I don't think 𝗬𝗵cie𝗿𝗀𝗀 has a POV yet. Blair's POV most people probably won't have seen. So obviously it'd be really nice here to actually, you know, go around and ride the rides. So as you can see right here guys, we're just in the car park area right here, ready to give our tour. Now I'm going to be giving a ride on every single one of the rides right here with a couple of people. Now whenever I go into a POV or a queue line or anything like that, I'm going to turn off my microphone and my webcam and I'm just going to let you guys enjoy it. Although please keep in mind that all the roller coasters and stuff right here are probably going to change a little bit and are most likely nowhere near finished because, well, when it comes down to it, they probably are not finished. I've got a lot more work to do on 𝗬𝗵cie𝗿𝗀𝗀 and stuff like that, but I'm going to still show you what we've got so far as it stands right now. The one thing that I won't be showing you today is the actual 𝗬𝗵ci𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀 like show sort of thing in 𝗬𝗵cie Meadow, because basically that's kind of a work in progress and some stuff has been done off camera for the next episode right there, so I don't want to show that any of that on camera, and it's nowhere near finished. It's not finished enough to really be showing on camera here, so we're not going to be showing off that, but except from that we're going to be basically looking through the entire park. So let's get through it. So you can see right here guys, we're just at the entrance of the park right here. Of course we've got our car park right here that we built all the way back at the start of the year right here, which is kind of crazy to think that we've been building that at this park for literally that long right now, but we have been building this park since like February, January this year. I can't remember honestly. Don't know why all the lights just turned off and on and why the game's about to explode, but you see right here we've got our lovely long road coming along here, even though it doesn't really make much sense, but we have our long road here, and we obviously have our, you know, steep turn signs right here, as well as our little dotted lines coming around, as well as something else that I just like to show off right here, because this is something that I've never really shown off in a video, but this is quite a cool little detail right here, and it, you know, shows the sort of details that I go into right here. So I think these is what we call in real life rubble strips, at least here in the UK. So as you can see here, it kind of works. If I just walk across, you can see as I'm bouncing over these right here, it's a little hard to see obviously, but as I'm bouncing over, in real life it kind of makes you feel like you're going faster, because obviously the faster you're going, the more bumpy your car will be. So as it makes it more bumpy, you think, oh yeah, I need to slow down because I need to actually, you know, because I'm going too fast here, I'm going to crash or whatever. But you can see right here, that's how they do it right here. They do these kind of rubble strips. So I thought that'd be quite a cool little detail right here to add into this corner. And as well as that, we've obviously got all our safety barriers going all the way along between our different roads. Despite the fact that this is way too close to the road and someone would definitely clip their car on it. But you know, it's a game, why you have to cry? I find it funny how I say that just after following up from building fucking rubble strips. But you know, aside from that, you can see through here, we've got a lovely car park. I'm going to be doing most of this in first person, by the way, right here, just because I think it gives it a bit more of an authentic experience. You can see we've got this entire car park right here. We've got the lovely across lines right here. We've got even a bus stop, which as you can see has the working signs right here that switch around every 10 seconds or so. Hopefully it's going to switch in a second. Ooh. I still need to actually do these right here. I want to do these so that it has advertisements for other like you know, other theme parks rather than just this here. So I'm gonna get that done eventually, but not right now. You can see it also says buses and taxis only, as well as that we've got some disabled spots, which honestly, now I think about it, these would probably also be disabled spots right here. We probably don't have enough disabled spots, but I mean realistically we don't have many spots at all right here, so can you really complain? No. Although one thing that I am kind of thinking of doing maybe in the future actually is building an underground car park right here. Although I'm not quite sure about it. I'm not really decided right yet, but tell me what you think down in the description. But anyway, you can see right here, this is actually one of my favorite little parts. So here we have this little grass area and it just comes around and banks around here. We have a couple little things. And then one of my favorite bits here, like I was just saying, is this little gate. Now obviously it doesn't open, but we have this little gate and we have this beautiful little staff only parking area, which I really like how we just have this tiny little staff parking area, and I think it adds a lot of details, and I want to do a lot more of these around the park, obviously in backstage and stuff like that. You'll see in a little bit, we'll go have a look just behind 𝗬𝗵ci𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀's show right there. We're going to obviously have a bit of a big backstage there, and obviously we've got some other ones that are kind of a little bit work in progress still. You see here, we've got the little details where it tells you to like slow down. We've got the stop sign, stuff like that. And you can see here, it all kind of connects up eventually. You can see this is the exit, and then this is where you go off onto your main road or whatever. Now, like I said before, guys, I have done a little bit of backstage. You can see one of them right here. And what I'm thinking of doing is actually in the future, I'm just going to come out of first person here. I'm planning to actually have a road which comes along here and all the way to the back, where we're going to have another car park for the actual resort here at the back and stuff like that. And also have a maintenance road right here with like a coaster going over it and stuff like that, with you know, going underneath and around that road right there, which I think will be quite a cool little thing right there. So that's actually my plan for this road, to actually eventually extend down there and do some stuff like that. Now, of course, we obviously have all of our area right here where you can actually pay right here. So you can see if we just run through here, we have all of our social distancing spots here. You can see going all the way through here, and we actually have our entrance area right here. Now, something that I do actually want to update, which I thought I'd done originally, honestly, but I must be just stupid, is I actually want to integrate the whole idea of point passes, which is going to be Point Entertainment, who owns Happening Point. I'll explain a little bit more about that later. It's going to be the company that owns it, like their pass that you can use for all their parks, stuff like that. And we might also have like a Happening Pass or something like that. You can see right here, we have, you know, adults price £30, children £35, which, by the way, is, I think, I think £35 is about the price of Alton Towers. So we all yeah, I guess we're putting this as an Alton Towers sort of size park right here, even though it's not really, but you know, it is what it is. And you can see we can also get a group right here, which I guess would be like an adult and 3 children or some shit like that for £90 right there, which I think is a pretty good deal. So hey, can you really complain? And then of course we have to get our detailing right here. So we've got these lovely little parking meters right here, which I think is a really cool idea and something that I've never actually seen before in the game, and I still haven't seen in the game to this day. And then obviously you can walk over here. We've got the lovely Happening Point Plaza sign right here, and then we have this random ass thing which I still don't really understand why this is here, and in real life this probably wouldn't be here, but what I might actually do is I might chuck a toilet in here, or like a toilet behind here or something like that. So this actually has some use, because you'll see in a little bit, whoops, we've got some buildings which don't really make much sense, which would make a lot more sense if we had like a toilet in or something like that, which is what I've done, and you know, it just looks a bit better right there. But anyway, let's walk past all our lovely sewer here and all these lovely screens there that have, of course, changed between all the different things, which, by the way, has this lovely welcome sign right here. It has parking information, which you can see it also has this coronavirus information, which you obviously might not have seen on stream much. You see it's very, very detailed. If you want to pause the video, you can see all of the stuff that it says right here. Again, it says welcome, but I'll show you in a second. It also has your parking information and stuff like that right here, and it's very, very, very detailed. It's one of those things that most people will probably never even realize. You can see right here, you see there's loads and loads of different things right here that you can have. And here it is, the Happening Point entrance. Now, I'm still really, really, really happy with this entrance. Although, I don't know, eventually I might actually update this entrance a little bit. There's a couple of things that I don't really like. For example, I want to actually add a security thingy right here where you have to check bags and whatever. And as well as that, I feel like this is a really nice building, but it doesn't have much detail, you know, these days. And it has a couple of things that could be fixed. For example, for some reason I've actually just realized that doesn't have anything underneath it, like that one does. I don't know how that's happened, honestly, and how I've never really even realized that. But you know, I would really like to maybe update this a little bit at some point, although obviously I'm not going to change too much. This entrance is kind of iconic, I'd say, in the 𝗵𝗳𝗀𝗀 community. I mean, I'd say iconic is a bit too much, but it is a very, you know, well-known entrance right here, and I really, really like it, honestly. So I don't want to change too much, but I might honestly update a couple of things and just bring it a bit more, you know, more detailed and up to you know, up to the new standards, I guess, at some point. But you know, that'll probably be in one episode where we're just, you know, again, fixing problems like we had in a couple episodes ago. But anyway, you can see right here, this is actually going to be a gate to another backstage right here, which we're not going to worry about right now. But well, you can see right here, this is going to be another backstage area right here. In fact, I said I'd show this a little bit. So you can see right here, we're going to have a backstage right here, which will connect up into all this area at the back of this building and all this crap right here. We're going to have a big car park and some roads and whatever going around here, and it should look quite lovely in the end. But anyway, let's actually get into the park, shall we? So you can see we've got our social distance spots. Now, this is another thing that I really want to update. These turnstiles here, let's be honest, they're crap, and we for some reason have our security checkpoint after the turnstiles, which doesn't really make sense, because I don't know why you'd go through the turnstiles then get your bags checked, because what if you go through the turnstiles then it turns out that you can't come in because of something in your bag. Then you've got to exit the park, but you've already used your ticket. Basically, it doesn't make any sense. So I really want to redo all of this, like I said before, at some point. But obviously, right now, it kind of is fine, and we'll fix that in one of those, you know, fixing up things episodes right here at some point. But, you know, for now, it kind of works right here. We've got a bunch of screens and stuff like that. So when I want to add in right here is like little mannequins right here wearing like a happening point shirt or something like that, like a staff shirt or something like that. I think that look really cool here, but obviously, you know, again, something that we'll have to do at some point. Now, you remember how I said that we added toilets in places that, you know, just really didn't make sense to exist. So you can see right here, we have this little toilet in right here, which I really like this sort of use of space right here. And you can see before, this was literally just like, I guess, a little sitting area and a little peering over area, which there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, places like Alton Towers, which has a kind of similar entrance, I guess, to a happening point here with like these slowly ramping down stuff right here, has a very similar thing, like next to the actual toilets area. Obviously, there's access to the toilets, but there's just a bunch of seating and random shit, and a lot of that area, there's not really much point in having it. But they still have it because, I don't know, and it's just there, you know, it's designed. But we've added those toilets in right there, which makes it so, you know, at least it makes a bit more sense. Now, here, guys, you can see, first of all, a flying rodent. I don't know what's going on there. But you can also see this view right here, which, honestly, I love this view. I'd say this has to be one of the most, like, I don't know, iconic views, I guess, in 𝗦𝗵𝗫𝗍 2. I mean, look at it, guys. I love it. It just, everything just lines up so well. And the sight lines just are so good. Obviously, there's a bit of a problem because that doesn't really end. And I want to add, like, something above this coming up here and whatever with Gumball's Gullies. And it'll look a lot better in the future. But, I mean, imagine this when it's all done. And you can just see through all the way to the back of the park right there with all the sky lights and stuff like that. Not skylights, the sky ride right here going all the way along right here. Although I have to say that still my favorite view here is of like this, which obviously is my YouTube banner right here. And I just love how there's just time in there about 1,000 times in that gondola. But yeah, honestly, I think I have to say that's my favorite view right there. I love it. It just looks so cool right here with everything interacting with each other, you know. I very, very, very much like it. But anyway, you can see down here that we have a couple things to explore right here. Now, this is something that's honestly often forgotten right here. This carousel right here, most people don't even recognize it's here, don't see it's here, or just don't care that it's here. And honestly, I'm not really surprised. It's kind of hidden away in this little building right here. And unless you look at it, you know, specifically, you're not really going to realize it's there. And honestly, we probably need to add one of these information screens or something right here. Although, because it's not a coaster, we might just add like a standard board and like maybe just, you know, a random random wooden board with some information on it or something like that. I don't know, but you know, I feel like this does need to be signposted a little bit better because, you know, you can see right here, it kind of is a little bit hidden away. Although when I actually, you know, eventually do kind of, like I said, update this entrance, that might obviously change here as well anyway, because I do want to kind of update this entrance and bring it up, you know, to a bit more modern sort of, well, not modern, but you know what I mean, a bit, you know, make it a bit more detailed and stuff like that. But anyway, you can see right here, guys, moving on, we have Timon's beautiful shop right here, which is Time Stackers. If you've never seen Time Stackers before, oh my god, it's so cool. And this is honestly one of my favorite things that I've done this pod. It's basically like just getting all these themes and YouTubers in right here, and I really love it. It just adds a lot of interesting stuff to it right here. But you can see, obviously, we've got like, you know, chips, tacos, kebabs and drinks right here, all being sold at Time's Beautiful Tacos. You can see it's kind of sold out, and at some point I do want to actually put interiors to these, although I'm still kind of working on doing little interiors like this sort of stuff. You know, I'm very used to big modern interiors, but eventually I do want to add interiors to all of these shops right here, and I think it'll also add a lot of, like, you know, flavor, I guess, and a lot more interest to the park right here. Oh my god, excuse me. I add a lot more to the park right here rather than just having everything shuttered up like this. But obviously, you know, that's a bit of a work in progress. And here's something that I actually really like about the park is we've added a lot of picnic benches right here. Now, this is a British theme park, and oh my god, the British theme parks love benches. They fucking love benches like it's like their child or some shit like that. But you see right here, yeah, we've got a load of picnic benches right here, which people could obviously, you know, come get their Timon's tacos and come sit down right here and just chill eating their Timon's tacos, you know, while watching the coaster come by. And I mean, isn't that kind of a legendary view? I mean, in real life, just imagine them, you know, passing over you. You've got like the rides going past. This is a lovely view right here. And again, I just love this view. I mean, look how cool that is right there. some really cool sightlines, especially that sightline up there, a floating road in it for Malibu Meadows. But anyway, guys, before we actually go over to Malibu Meadows, speaking of, and ride Blair and all that sort of stuff, I just want to explore down this side of the park right here, because obviously this side of the park has been a bit neglected, honestly, and I was originally planning to do H sector first before Malibu Meadows, but I basically started doing Malibu Meadows on an absolute split decision right here. And sadly, I think H sector may also be left alone for even longer right here, which I'll explain in just a little bit. But before that, you can see we've actually got the Willow Tree right here, which is again something that a lot of people will overlook right here and forget about, because obviously this was one of the very early episodes. I think this was episode 3 or 4 or something like that we added this in right here. But you can see we've got the Willow Tree right here. We've got this lovely marking going across all the windows. We've got a menu right here which says some interesting stuff, I guess. I don't know, I just got it off fucking library or whatever. You see right here, we come inside, and I really like the inside of here. Again, some things need sorting, like these, you know, need fixing and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, to say this was built all the way back then, I really like how this turned out. And it was actually inspired by a Nando's that I've been to before, funnily enough, here in the UK, in a place called Meadowhall, with these little like lights that stick out right here. It's kind of inspired by that, and I really like how this honestly turned out. You see, we've got some nice bushes and stuff coming through, which, you know, I think really worked out quite well. And then obviously we've got the fireplace right here. So yeah, overall the Willow Tree is pretty cool. And speaking of pretty cool, again, we have another YouTuber shop right here. So you can see we have Super 13 Salads, which is still the smallest shop in the entire park right here. And I was going to build some more of these, but I just had space to build bigger ones. And if you can build a bigger one, you might as well. But you can see here we've got a bit of a smaller one right here. But you can see right here, yeah, look, salad £5, and then you got a drink for £3. Oh, there's Coke, yes, how healthy. But yeah, you can see here, here's the entrance to H sector, which again, I still have really cool ideas for. As I said before, I want to have the road coming through, and I want to have a really cool 𝗬𝗬𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 coaster right here. But obviously, that might be left a little bit longer, which I'll explain really quickly right now. And that's basically just because I feel like I should probably do Gumball Gullies next. Because Gumball Gullies and 𝗬𝗂𝗃𝗃 Canyon are going to be two very similar themes, honestly. Both of the themes of those areas are both going to be kind of like tropical sort of themes, I guess. And all that sort of, you know, more western tropical, or somewhere between there, you know. And I feel like if I was to do H sector next, I'd have to do Gumball Gullies, and then I'd have to do 𝗬𝗃𝗃 Canyon one after another, which would kind of kill me a little bit, I think, doing the exact same theme twice. So actually what we're going to do next, I think, after we finished Malibu Meadows, which, by the way, guys, I think there's probably only 2 more episodes until that's maybe done right here. But, you know, once we've finished once we've actually finished Malibu Meadows right here, we can then move on to Gumball Gullies, and then onto H sector, and then after that, all that's left is 𝗬𝗃𝗃 Canyon, which is honestly the part of the park that I'm most excited about. Like, 𝗬𝗃𝗃 Canyon is going to be really cool. We're obviously going to have a full custom water park. We're going to have a massive hotel and resort. It's going to be really cool, and I'm very excited to get that done there, especially because I think I'm going to do like a mini golf or something like that, which I think will be very interesting. And I'd just like to point out again that we've obviously got these screens going all the way around the place right here. These ones are slightly different. I think they just showed, yeah, these two right here. And again, we've got even more benches right here going all the way along here. Any free spaces that, you know, isn't going to be too crowded, we've got benches right here, because we need benches, okay? It's a British theme park. What do you want from me, okay, guys? You need picnic benches. Now, I've whacked the music on right here, guys, because next it's time to go to Blair. And you can see right here that, first of all, I just want to quickly talk about this screen right here, because holy shit, did I put a lot of work into this here. And you can see, basically, yeah, I wrote a absolute bunch of information here. And you can see in just a second that we also have our wait times right here for Blair as well, which I think is quite cool. And I think in the future, maybe, what I'm probably going to do right here is have a couple different alternations right here. So maybe sometimes it'll say 125, maybe sometimes it'll say 90, whatever. Now, obviously, I can't make it completely random, but I think it'd be quite cool right here if we make it a little bit, you know, just depending on whatever, you know, just a little bit random. And I have a couple ideas on how to do that here, and I think it'll work quite cool, although, you know, I need to obviously decide that and work that one out before I actually start doing anything like that, because obviously it'll take a bit of work and stuff like that. But still, I think it'll be pretty cool. But now, guys, it's time to ride Blair here. So I've made it night, because obviously Blair is better in the night. So let's actually give this a ride here. Now, I'm going to go through the standard entry, obviously. So let's go in here. And you can see, first of all, I just like to point out this soundtrack right here. it might be a little bit quiet on the actual video right here. But this soundtrack right here is actually from 13 from Alton Towers, which is something that a lot of people don't know. But obviously, originally, this ride was actually called 13 right here. Based off of the ride in Alton Towers right here. And basically, yeah, I based the entire thing off of that ride at Alton Towers right here. I'm actually going to turn the music up a little bit right here. I based a lot of it off of that ride there. Obviously, it's a very different ride and whatever, but you can see right here, it's going to count to 13 right now, and then it's going to do some very scary music, dun dun dun. But you can see right here, I really love this queue. I think it's honestly one of my favorite queues I've ever done right here. Because especially when you start getting into it, it is so atmospheric, and yeah, it's so shit at the same time. Like, you have these little cat pens right here, but it's a really long queue right here, which really works its way around the ride right here, and I think it's a very effective queue. One thing that I don't really like about 𝗦𝗵ici𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀 Mad Dash is that the queue is really not very efficient. Like, it's a little bit... Oh god, she's had a mad one now. Maybe should turn it down a bit. But no, one thing that I don't really like about 𝗦𝗵ici𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀 Mad Dash is that the queue is very short and a bit boring, whereas this queue I really love. Although keep in mind, this would be, you know, in terms of our timeline right here, this would be one of the newest rides that we added right here. So it makes sense for it to be a bit more detailed and whatever. And a bit more, you know, obviously decorated and stuff like that. But you can see right here anyway, guys, I really love as well how this kind of hugs the lake right here and goes along. But you can see here, as we come through, we have this cool cross right here, which actually the lights flicker depending on the music. So you'll see here is that, you know, they flicker every so often. Now, although obviously the music, you can't really tell, you know, is going quieter and louder, it does kind of work a little bit, and it almost makes it look like the lights are flickering without having to actually have them flicker. So it's a pretty cool thing right here. But anyway, you can see right here, this is also quite a cool view right here, because obviously you have the coaster coming in over here from that first little inversion right there. And you can see it obviously then comes over here and just overbanks all the way over there. And yeah, you can see these crosses really right here, which I think really turned out quite well. And obviously we've got these ride area do not enter signs and also the no smoking signs right here, which I still think works really well. Which, by the way, aha, suck it Roblox, I got no smoking onto Roblox, you bastard. But no, we've got these lovely signs right here, which I think turned out really well, honestly, and I really like in the end. And you can see here, if we just keep on going around here, we have some more of these torches, some more of these signs, and you can see, again, it looks out onto the lake where you see that lovely launch and it tangling all the way around it, as well as that sky ride coming over. And I just love, oh, there we go, it's just come straight over, which, by the way, we might have to add a bit of a sort of guard right there. I didn't really think about that, but I really love, like, the kind of immersiveness of this all right here, yet you've also got the contrast of just the shit British parkness of it, of the big ball going through the middle, and that you've got like these weird little cattle pens and shit like that. I just love that mix right here, and I think it honestly creates a really unique experience, which is realistic and obviously, you know, a little bit different. You see here, it's a little bit hard to actually see the things, so it looks like these are just floating in the night, but yeah, you can see right here, we're coming through. We've obviously got all these ruined castles, and if you don't actually know, the whole kind of story of this ride is that it's a cult trying to take back the forest, and you're kind of trying to fight them, so you've built this big machine that you're going to go attack them with, you know, and obviously, you know, all the ruins is all the castles that you're destroying and stuff like that. And the crosses, you know, link into the cultism and stuff like that. And I think honestly, the story of this ride is going to be really cool for like a Halloween Horror Night sort of thing that we're going to have right here, which is going to be done by 𝗬𝗎𝗍𝗀𝗀 and obviously me and a couple other people right here. And I think it'll turn out really well. But without further ado, people, let's actually give this a ride right here. Now I'm actually going to wait because this has full animations for this has full voices in the station right here for literally everything. So we're just going to get on this next train here and wait for it to go into the station. But obviously I'm going to turn my microphone and everything off right here. So basically just enjoy this right here, and I hope you enjoy.
Before you board, you must securely store any loose belongings, including hats and gloves. Keep your hands inside the vehicle and hold on tightly at all times. Bags.
And there we go, guys. That was Blair right there. Now, the music wasn't perfect time because the music was a bit boring, honestly. But I actually, you know, I really, really like this ride still. Obviously, we still need to do a bit more decorating around the edges. It's quite, you know, bad. And you can see that we started to do that if I just skedaddle all the way over here. You can see I did start to do that a little bit over here by, you know, 𝗬𝗵ici𝗿𝗀𝗀, which we'll come back to a little bit later. But you can see right here that when you're actually in the queue, you can kind of see glimpses, but it's kind of tried to be hidden, which is what I kind of want to go for right here, where it just doesn't quite look perfect, but it kind of works a little bit. Which, by the way, I guess we should quickly run through the fast track queue right here. Which you can see right here, it's pretty simple, honestly. There's nothing too much about it, you know. A lot of this fence isn't actually done right now. This is, don't worry about that. You see right there, that just connects up right there. And then there's two more things that I actually want to show you about 13, I'm sorry, Blair here, which I bet you didn't actually know. Now, first of all, well, you probably do know this because this was in a recent episode, but you know, if you're new to the channel, this actually has a full-on, storage area here, and you can see the way that this would work in real life is that this coaster is currently with 2 trains. Now, in real life, it wouldn't surprise me if they run this with 3 trains actually. So if they had one on the launch, you know, one coming into the station, and then one on the block breaks or something like that. Because they probably have a block break somewhere on this ride in real life, but I honestly, you know, I couldn't really fit it in. So what I've done right here is I've imagined that, you know, it's a high, you know, there's a lot of queues today, so they've got all 3 of the trains out, you know, which is why this storage shed is empty. And the other thing I actually want to show you here, which I don't know if it's going to be completely working, well, 𝗦𝗵𝗫𝗀𝗍 is here, but if I just click this button right here, and run over here, I think, you can hear...
Urbances have occurred in the dark forest. Therefore, we have temporarily ceased operation. Please keep alert for further information.
So you can see right there, guys, we actually have a little, like, you know, breakdown notice that obviously you didn't hear all of it because, you know, I have to run over there because for some reason the speakers that are supposed to be covering this area just don't work. I don't know, I'll sort that out at some point. But yeah, we do actually have a breakdown notice right there, which I think is a really, really cool little thing. And of course, we've got all our storage area right here, which I quite like. Now, by the way, guys, I know this video is going to be quite long right here. I wouldn't surprise me if it was about half an hour long right here. But I mean, there's a lot to go through because I haven't done these before. And obviously now I'm doing videos a bit more regularly. These will be done at about every 3 or 4 months right here, you know, depending on how many happening point videos we do per month. But, you know, you can see right here that obviously, you know, there's a lot to go through here. There's 2 entire lines, but in the future, we're going to be doing these every 10 episodes or so. So these will be about half the, you know, the amount of stuff to go through right here. But, you know, obviously, you know, we need to go through everything in today's episode. If it gets too long, I guess I might cut this into 2 parts right here, but you know, it should be fine right here. But then anyway, you can see right here we've got Meadows right here, which I still really love this entrance, although I do need to update his little logo up there still. You can see here that we've got, obviously, straight as we walk in here, you can see it's got quite an open view to this area right here, which is actually something that I quite like, because if you don't know, Meadows is supposed to be kind of a bit more of a modern sort of thing. The whole idea to this here is that they used to have a kids area here, but they've recently renovated it. But you can still see some sort of elements of the older sort of things, you know, you got these older buildings right here. And obviously quite a lot of, you know, very generic theming right here to all of the areas right here, which I kind of like the thought of that they just smacked, you know, a logo on top and some stuff on here and went, hey, look, it's Malibu Meadows, and built a new coaster on there or something like that. I quite like the idea of that, and I think it's quite an interesting idea right here. But you can see here, anyway, we've got Fats Fries right here, which he actually designed himself right here. You can see we've got small fries, 𝗬𝗫𝗀𝗀𝗀, large fries, and 𝗬𝗵𝗫𝗀𝗀𝗀 ice lolly. I think this is probably my second favorite store right here. I really love just 𝗬𝗵𝗫𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 ice lolly. And, you know, obviously the reference to the actual, you know, 𝗬𝗫𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 right here with the 𝗬𝗫𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀. I think it's a really cool reference right here. But, you know, you can see right here we also have one shop. Oh my god. We also have one other shop right here, which is actually my favorite shop, and this is 𝗬𝗬𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀's Waffles, which is actually what we added very recently right here. But I really, really love this store. I think it turned out really, really well. It's kind of very tucked away right here, but I really like how this turned out, honestly. You can see right here the logo looks quite interesting, honestly, and I think it turned out really well. And we've got soft drinks, any toppings, large waffles and small waffles right here. And I think this honestly, yeah, like I said, I really like how this turned out. We've got a bit of seating right here just under the coaster, which not sure this would quite be safe. Someone will probably be sick into your chips. But you know, I still quite like it here, and I still think it's quite cool. And obviously we've got an absolute bunch of seating right here, although if you look over here, we probably could do some more seating here actually, because there's not much seating. But you know, and for like an actual kids area right here, there's obviously a lot of parents and stuff that are sitting around, so I might actually add some more seats right here and some umbrellas on something like this, because obviously there'll be a lot of people sitting around waiting for their kids to go on the ride or whatever they're doing right here, you know, grabbing a snack or whatever right here. And we have this massive large open plaza right here, so we might as well add a couple more seats, I guess, than what we've already got. But anyway, what we have here now is Malibu's Mad Dash, which I like to point out is still a very much work in progress. I have a lot more to add to this right here. I was in a call with Malibu recently, and he gave me the absolutely brilliant idea to actually have an animatronic of him in a couple different places, some very simple animatronics, and have him kind of saying a storyline, and also have like a broken animatronic in like the queue or something like that is something that I suggested, which I think would be quite fun right here. If there was like an animatronic which maybe worked sometimes but only worked like a little bit, and there was like 30 seconds of audio that maybe played every like 5 minutes or so, but then it kind of sounded like it was breaking or whatever. I really kind of like that, and it's one of those things that's going to be so realistic and so kind of sad but kind of cool that, you know, I like that idea right here. But you see we've got this lovely fountain right here. I actually quite like this station. It's slowly growing on me, very slowly, but I think it actually works quite well right here. And it's a very simple station, you know, not too high budget, but it kind of does the job quite well. And honestly, if you ask me, this is better than Slinky Dog Dash, because fucking Slinky Dog Dash is just a couple of concrete buildings, some massive decals slapped on them. But you know, you can see right here we've obviously got the sign right here and the sign over here. I actually really like this sign here. I think it turned out really well. And you see right here, of course, just right the other one, we've got like our little ride info sign right here, which is pretty much this one here is actually a little bit different. You see it says to ride Malibu's Mad Dash, whereas the other one says the other thing, and it's got different heights and whatever. And something else to point out is we do actually have proper height markers right here. I forgot to you know, say this, but it'll actually say you have to be on a certain amount, and it'll also say like green line or whatever. So you can see right here that you have to be like a certain height to actually go on this ride right here. And another thing to point out is I'm actually saying that this Roblox character is maybe like a teenager or something like that, not a full adult, because a full adult would maybe be up about here. Just because Roblox character is really small. But you can see right here, look, for example, you must be above 1.5 meters green line to ride Malibu's Mad Dash without a parent. You can see right here, and it all kind of, you know, makes sense. But anyway, let's actually get in the queue, which again, I'm not really a fan of this queue, honestly. Sorry about that. Cortana just interrupted me in the background right there because I'm trying to sort out my laptop, because I'm actually on holiday when this video is going to be coming out, so I'm trying to use my laptop right here and trying to sort that out because it's a shit laptop. But anyway, as I was saying right here, I'm not really a big fan of this queue right here, because I think for this sort of ride they might have had a bit of a nicer queue. But obviously you can see right here, in terms of space, we really did not have much space to actually play around with the queue right here. It's not exactly like we had a load of room like we did over on, you know, we had on this ride over here to chuck a like queue going all the way around and stuff like that. You know, we really didn't have that much room, so I think for the amount of space that we have here, it kind of worked. And honestly, it does feel very budget, which is kind of what we want right here, I guess, in the end of the day. You see here, we come along here, we have all these like building blocks covering up the fence, and as again with this like little shed right here, which I think is a really cool little detail right here. We just walk under here, and then again you can see we have a cattle pen here, but actually, I'm kind of trying to add a bit of story and place to stuff right here, so you'll see here in just a second, hopefully, that this only has like a 10-minute fast track queue. There you go, and a standard 65, which is why also this is only running one train, and one train is actually stored in the storage shed right here. But you can see right here that actually this cattle pen's closed off right here, and I want everything to actually make sense and everything to actually work right here. So, you know, we're going to be doing this right here. Yeah, and just adding these sort of little sanctioned off areas and making everything actually make sense right here. But anyway, you can see right here, we run through all of this right here. You can see that the fast track actually connects up here, which again, there's a little cattle pen right here for the fast track. But obviously the fast track's only 10 minutes. So, you know, this is 10 minutes worth of people right here, probably right here. We don't need the actual fast track, I guess, right here. Although, obviously, you could add it anyway. And you can see right here that obviously this would connect up right here. It go up like this, and then obviously, you know, you've got your air gates right here, which actually this still has a lot more work that needs doing. There's no actual operations area or anything like that. So yeah, there's still a lot more stuff that needs doing. There's not even any storage areas or anything like that right here. So keep that in mind that this is very work in progress, like I said at the start. But we've got our station right here. Someone in the chat, in my stream chat, just said that this is actually backwards. It's not actually backwards because this would be backed up and then it would line up there and go forwards, you dipshit. Which we'll speak about in just a second right here. In fact, we'll speak about it now because the rides are going around right here. And you see right here that we actually got a switch track right here. That basically, you see right, this is something that I've never seen anyone do in the game before. But you can see here that this actually switches us around on a 90-degree angle right here. And it kind of rotates around. Obviously, this is something that's done a lot in real life because it, you know, doesn't take up much space. But no one's really done it in the game right here, at least to this amount of detail right here. You can see this is a full 90-degree switch track right here, which would switch around. This part of this turn would go into the ditch, and then that sort of stuff right there. But you can see right here, anyway, the rides are coming up here. So what we're going to do now, people, is we're going to ride this. So enjoy that. I'm going to get rid of my webcam, so enjoy the ride right here. And there you go right there, guys. That is, you know, 𝗬𝗵ici's mad dash right here. Obviously, nowhere near finished, like I said before, so keep that in mind. But obviously, you know, that's what it's looking like so far. And I think it's a really, really nice ride here. It's definitely not the world's smoothest ride, but for me, I'd say it's a pretty smooth ride, and I'm quite happy with how it ended up here. But you can see we just have our exit path coming down here, which just connects up right here, as you can see, like so. And then we can just exit out here, you know, to the back to the front right here, which is also where obviously the fast track entrance is right here. Now we're almost done right here, guys. Only a couple more things to go through. So one thing that I do want to show is obviously we do actually have the area for 𝗬𝗵ici's show right here, and I don't want to show this right now, the actual show, because I want to show this all in one go and actually do a separate showcase on this. But you can see right here that we've got a bunch of folded chairs and stuff right here. We've actually got a bunch of chairs right here. Now I can't remember the exact amount, but if we look at like here, there's about 9, 18, like 36. There's basically about 70, 80 seats right here, which is quite a lot of seats right here. And I'm actually planning to have all these lights on these stairs dimmed down as the light show as the show starts. In fact, that was actually a thing right here. But basically Zach removed it because he couldn't fit it in a sequencer. So, you know, we're gonna fight Zach, but you know, no, but basically, yeah. You can see right here, that's what I'm planning to have right here. And actually, some people have asked me right here, well, you've got a disabled spot right here where people can't get to the disabled spot because disabled people can't walk down the stairs. When actually, guys, we actually have an elevator right here. Which is something that I made very obvious, but apparently people just couldn't tell. But we actually have an elevator right here. So obviously people get off the elevator and they come in here. And if you're wondering where this elevator actually goes from, it goes from all the way up here. You can see it's right at the entrance right here. Very easy to get to. And then that'd bring you down here, and you'd obviously be able to go to your wheelchair spots right here, which works pretty damn well. And then finally, guys, I just want to show a last little area right here. Well, actually a couple of last little areas here, I guess. But yeah, you see right here is that obviously we've got this little peninsula area right right here, which again has some beautiful views of the coaster. I don't know why, but I keep on accidentally like making really nice viewing points. And you see right here that I really love this. You know, you have a lot of close areas right here. This curve goes all the way around this, like, you know, big circular point right here, and you can see the ride obviously going all the way around right here. I mean, most of this ride right here actually goes around the path. You can see this area, it obviously doesn't right here, but you see most of this ride actually goes above or around the path right here. So it's actually, you know, really easy to see the entire thing going around, which is obviously one of the reasons why it was so hard to do a queue right here, because we couldn't do the queue around here because of paths and etc, etc. But you know, I really like it, and it's a very compact ride, honestly. Like, if you look at it compared to you know, compared to 𝗬𝗂𝗽𝗀𝗀𝗀 right here, compared to Blair, it's actually about half the size. Yeah, if we look at the actual length of this right here, this one is about where is it right here, 83 seconds. Obviously though, it's a little bit less than that because of that, and this one's 74 seconds right here. So actually, you know, if you keep into account like the block rates and stuff like that, this one's almost as long as that one, and it's in about half the amount of space right here, which I think is honestly pretty cool. And I've actually just realized ever since we were at 13, I've been doing everything in nighttime mode right there. So I'm very sorry about that, but I guess you got to see a very exclusive look at 𝗬𝗵ici𝗄𝗃 𝗏 in the nighttime right there. Because obviously, you know, I normally wouldn't show that, but there you go, I guess. But anyway, you can see right here, we have this lovely little plaza area right here, which says happening point, of course, with this beautiful view right here. Obviously, the coaster's going around right here, but I'll come back to this in a second. You can see the entire coaster coming all the way around right here, which I think looks really nice right here, and it looks really cool. But then we have the absolutely abysmal, as I call it, the abysmal walk of shame right here, which I love. I love this walkway right here because it's so horrible. And you can just tell from the sort of smile that's appeared on my face. I love it because it's so good, because it's so abysmal and horrible right here. That, you know, it's just one of the most realistic things ever. Like, you know, this right here is, you know, it's just something that actually is kind of inspired from Alton Towers, and it's random just forest walkway they've got going through the middle of the forest just for no reason. That just goes on for ages, where it's just kind of ugly and horrible, but it just has to be there. And you can see right here, I just love how we've got the barbed wire so people don't accidentally kill themselves. Well, not barbed wire, but you know what I mean right here. You know, like this chain link fence and stuff like this, and how it's just kind of sandwiched through it, and it only just kind of fits right here. I just love all of this here. It's all amazingly beautiful. By the way, we missed the launch again right here, but I guess we'll see in just a second. But I think, honestly, this looks really cool right here. I really like just this absolutely horrible area. You can see that, look, it's just coming through right there, which looks really cool. And then, of course, we're going to have probably a little bit of a plaza right here and a big entrance to Gumball Gullies right here. Although, actually, I say big entrance, but actually, Gumball Gullies is going to be the oldest part of the park, actually, I think. Which is where we're going to have a wooden coaster and stuff like that. Maybe a water coaster as well, but it's going to have a wooden coaster like that. It's actually going to be an old part of the park right here. So it's probably going to be a little bit, you know, shitter. And it means that we'll actually be able to get slightly more into our lower scale stuff right here. Because obviously, so far, we've had, you know, obviously, Blair right here, which is a very expensive ride. You know, it's a you know, hydraulic launch coaster right here, which is very well themed. And then we've got Miley's Mad Dash, which is a SLC, you know, launch right here again, which is pretty averagely well themed right here. So I'm excited to get into some slightly more less themed, slightly more, you know, shit looking areas, but shit because they're kind of, you know, on purpose shit. And by the way, you can see right here now it's launching, and just look at that, it looks really cool. It just comes around right there. But yeah, you can see right here though, you know, it's going to look really cool right here, I think, and I'm very excited for the rest of Happening Point. And I'm very sorry that this video has probably ended up being like half an hour long at least right here, but obviously there's a lot to go through when you're going through a park this size right here, that hasn't been, you know, toured around in a while. Which, by the way, actually, we kind of missed the Skyway right here. You can see there's actual an interior right here and a queue for this all right here, which I'll go through as I'm talking right here. But yeah, obviously, you know, in the future, I won't be showing off these old areas as much. Obviously, I'll be showing any changes to these old areas. But in future, these episodes will probably only be 15 minutes long, 15-20 minutes long at most. But you know, obviously this one's a little bit longer right here, just because, you know, they've got you know, we've got a lot to go through right here. But you see right here that we've obviously got you know, sky things coming across here, and I'm really excited for the future of this right here. So yeah, it's going to be very cool. So yeah, I'm very excited for the future right here. If you have any suggestions for Happening Point in any of the current lands, any of the future lands, anything like that. If you've got any suggestions whatsoever, guys, tell me, I'd love to hear your suggestions right here. I'm sure you guys have some very cool ideas right here that we could use right here in the book. And honestly, a lot of the ideas so far have come from, people in the chat, in streams, or in comments and stuff like that. So please, feel free to suggest. Anyway, here's all the lovely Patreons, Twitch subscribers, and Discord server boosters. Thank you all so much for becoming that. Go on Patreon at patreon.com/cozy for £1 a month, and you get early access to videos. You get shout-outs at the end of each of my videos like this, Discords, server roles, sneak peeks, and so much more. As well as that, you can get that if you're a Twitch subscriber at my Twitch, and same with my Discord. You can go boost that down below. But except from that, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe. You can check out all my other links down below. They're all down there. You'll find them very easily, hopefully. But except from that, guys, yes, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in another one. Bye-bye!